Hello, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on downloading, installing, and configuring Pi-hole on a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus using the stretch distribution. Now, Pi-hole is a network ad blocker that can block all ads coming into your network regardless of the device that you're on. Now, to get started today, we're going to open up the command line and we're going to enter in the following command. curl -ssl http://install.pi-hole.net /bash. And what this is going to do is it's going to go through and download all the packages we need to get this going, and once it downloads the packages, it'll bring us to a nice little installer that'll walk us through the install and configuration process. Alright, so this installer is going to transform the device into a network-wide ad blocker, which is exciting. Go ahead and press enter to continue. Continue. Now, this is a side note, this will come up again later, but this device is going to need a static IP address. We'll talk more about that later. Just go ahead and press enter to continue. Select the interface that you're connected to with the internet. I'm connected on my wireless connection, which I'm again using the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. If you're using Ethernet, go ahead and just select the Ethernet connection here, or select the wireless based on your particular situation. Once you select, go ahead and press enter to continue. We're also going to need to pick a DNS provider. I'm just going to use Google for ease of this tutorial. Press enter. Now, Pi-hole uses third-party ad lists to block the domains and URLs and other things to block the ads. This is a list that are the base that come with the base installation and download. I like to keep them all here. If there's one for whatever reason you don't want to include, you can go ahead and uncheck it and continue with the installation, but I'm going to leave them all selected. So go ahead and press enter when you make your selections. Again, we're going to need to block ad over whatever protocol we want to use here. I'm going to just do it for both. Now, as far as a static IP address is concerned, I said that we can come back and revisit this. This IP address here on the top is the IP address for your Raspberry Pi. If you want to use that one as a static IP address, which I would recommend, you can go ahead and leave it and press yes. If you want to change it for whatever reason, you can go ahead and press no and select whatever IP address you want. But we're going to say yes to move on. Now, this is just a warning saying that home routers can still try to assign this IP address to a different device on the network. It's very unlikely, especially with the Raspberry Pi, if it's on all the time. And if we're worried about that, we can log into the router's configurations and assign this static IP address to this device, or create a reservation for this device, and that will avoid any problems that can come down the line if this address does get assigned to another device. But for this tutorial, I'm not concerned about it, so I'm just going to press continue. Now, one thing that's neat about Pi-hole is it does come with a web interface that allows us to monitor traffic as well as add to the lists of ads that we can block. Yes, I want to go ahead and install that, so I'll go ahead and press enter. Again, this is just a web server that allows that web interface to be installed. Press enter again. Logging queries, this is something that we definitely want to do. This gives us a lot of information as far as the ads that are coming in, and will build some good visuals for us. Now, for my information, I want to show everything. I want all the information possible. If you want a different selection, you can select whatever you'd like here, but I want to show everything, so I'll press enter to continue. And once I do that, it's going to go through and install and configure all the packages that I've selected based on my previous selections. I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when it's complete. Alright, so the installation is complete. Hooray! Now this page here does tell us some very good information. Again, it shows us the IP address. That's now our static IP address assigned to our Raspberry Pi. I don't have IPv6 devices for this, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. We can view the admin interface by going to this URL here. But before we do that, I want to make note of this information right down here. This is the password that is used to log into that admin interface. They recommend that you write it down right now. We can change it later, but I would write it down. That way we can log into the admin interface and view the information there. Okay, so once you get that all written down and you find all the information you want, go ahead and press enter to continue. And installation is complete and ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is on another device, I am going to assign this Raspberry Pi as my DNS server. So I'm going to do that on a Windows machine by going to right-clicking my internet access doohickey down in that's a technical term, down in the bar, and click Open Network and Internet Settings, and then I'll click on Ethernet, click Change Adapter Options. Find the adapter that you want to configure. I'm going to choose this one here. Right click and select Properties. And then in the list here, we're going to find IPv4 and select Properties again. Now I already did this. This is the IP address that I had here, and I created an alternate backup with Cloudflare here just in the event that my Raspberry Pi is down or turned off or something. I'm not without the internet. So I'll go ahead and click Continue. Okay, now that that's done, my other device off screen is now going to the Raspberry Pi for DNS traffic. Now I'm going to start generating traffic both with my Raspberry Pi here as well as with my other device. And YouTube is a great place for ads. Now I'm also doing that. I'm going to pull up the admin interface. And again, it's the IP address that you selected /admin. Now I have two clients currently on, my Raspberry Pi as well as my other computer. And as you can see, I already have 53 ads blocked, or about a little over a third of the ads that have come through have been blocked. Now this will go up as time goes on, but I'm going to generate a lot of traffic here, and we'll see this queries here go up quite drastically here in just a minute. And we'll go over here and we'll do the same thing. How they know that's where I wanted to go? And as you see, it went straight in with no ads. My other machine does have an ad coming through it. Again, this is not going to block every single ad right out of the box, but we can blacklist these ads later on. So I'm going to generate a bunch of traffic here, and I'll go over to my admin console here, and we'll see the traffic go up as I continuously refresh YouTube. And my number of ads I'm blocking has gone up. Now in this base admin console, there's not much information we can do other than monitor. But if we wrote down that password earlier, we can log into this console and make some changes. So to do that, we can click on the hamburger menu here and scroll down to log in. And go ahead and enter in that password here. All right, and we're back to the main screen. Looks pretty familiar. Now I'm doing a pretty good job blocking ads, and again, that will continue to go up as we visit more websites, and it'll build graphs and other things like that, which is really, really handy. But one of the most important features they have here, I think, is again clicking the hamburger menu and clicking on here, right here, query log. And this query log will show all of the queries of ads that have been blocked or ads that have been allowed. Here's a couple of ads right here that have been allowed to come through. Now, if I want to block those, I can go over here and simply click blacklist, and it's going to blacklist any ads coming from that domain. And I have young children, so I want to block as many ads as possible, because I don't always know what the ads are going to do. Now that I've blacklisted those, when I refresh, I should not get any ads coming from that URL anymore. If you want to go ahead and change your password, that can be done here in the settings. And you can change the password here as well. Alright, but that is the Raspberry Pi Pi-hole blocker tutorial. Thank you so much.